So welcome to Your Magical Body Being Life mini course Q&A. And today's just a time to play and explore and have you ask your questions and see what it is that you want to change, what you want to, like, what is it that's up for you in your reality, and we'll just play with it. We'll see what we can hack away at or shift or change in the time that we have today. So it's just a chance to get together, and this is kind of play for me. I just like to do it. So, I want to start by clearing manipulation that's kind of up in our realities. So allow yourself to perceive all of the entities, all the demonics, all the creatures, all the aliens, all the gods, all the, I'm going to call it angels, light beings, and anything else that's not particularly helpful but has an identity separate from you. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all, freeze, tap down, freeze, tap down, freeze, tap down, freeze, freeze, tap down, freeze, and trace, track, scan, ideal. Where were we, the infinite beings, when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced at their inception, insertion, creation? Wow. Okay. Copying, cloning, modification, I said that. And pre-tag, pre-encapsulate from all these points. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate. Wow. A lot of stuff here. And can we banish all these energies from all of your universes, dimensions, realities, parallels? This is where you say, yes, I choose that.
I choose that.
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah. And you can leave yourself unmuted if you want. You don't need to keep muted. You can leave it open. If you're in a quiet background, just leave yourself unmuted. And so everything that all this stuff is, just kind of grab it and hurl it into the sun, wherever you think the sun is, or just send it up and let it go to the sun. And 1, 2, 3, out. And everything. And actually, I love saying the word out. Like, this is my reality. Out. Grab everything. Out. And out. And if you notice things that are kind of sticky or hanging on or not leaving, it's generally there's some agreement or some tangly thing there. And so you run this. So what is everything that I agreed I would, what is everything we agreed we'd do for them? And what is everything they agreed they would do for us? Yeah. Sometimes they'll promise you the world. Oh, I'll give you this, and I'll do this, and I'll do this, and I'll wash your dishes, and I'll do your laundry. Like, they'll promise you anything that they think you'll buy just to kind of hang out in your place. It's like a homeless person moving into your house, which is often a great analogy to think about with these energies. It's like, what if your body is like a house, and these energies kind of stroll in and go, okay, well, there's a little dark corner over here. You're not using it, so I'm going to go move in, and I'm going to go set up there. And you may not protest because you don't totally grasp what's going on. You can't imagine something just moving into your house or into your body without you saying anything. But picture somebody opening your door, walking into your house and going, well, I noticed you don't use that corner. I'll just hang out over there. I'll be really quiet. And then they just go there and oh, I'll just live under your couch. Like, nobody's living there. You won't even hear me. Don't worry about it. But the truth is, you do notice them and you do hear them, and they're in your space, and you feel them and you perceive their energies in your space. And what happens is, whatever frequency that they hold, it starts to like saturate your space, and it becomes a limitation in your reality, or can become a limitation in your reality. So having them in your space, not good. If you want to invite something in, which generally I don't recommend because most things aren't particularly helpful. That's my personal experience. But if you find stuff helpful, feel free to invite it in, but then ask it to leave again. So everything remaining that's moved into your house that said, well, I'll live under your couch and I'll do your dishes for you. And you're like, well, okay, maybe I'll try that. Maybe it's not that bad. So you made these little agreements with these things that moved into your body or into your reality. So everything you agreed you would do for them, they agreed they would do for you. Everything that was the benefit or value of engaging them, everything that was not the benefit or value of engaging them. Can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that.
I choose that.
And everything down below, back behind, Ooh, up above, way out front, from the left, the right, inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile. And take a step back from the pile. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they're agreements, I'm also going to do resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. And you don't actually have to do all those words. You can just do make null and void, 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 and shrink down. And all the remaining stuff. Now let's banish it again. So out. 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 There we go. Cool. So, who's got something they want to play with today? Or has a question, or?
Well, I was having a lot this time for some reason, Jaden. I was having a lot of trouble expanding. It's like something locked me down and wouldn't let me go.
Cool. So, allow yourself to perceive everything that's blocking or limiting your capacity to expand. Whoa. Wow. And this is for everybody. Allow yourself to perceive everything that, so what are all the ceilings and the false ceilings? Oh, what are the containments? And everything that all this, let's put that in the pile. Wow. And what are all the foundations and false like floors? It's like, well, I'm not going to go down below the floor, or I'm not going to go down below the foundation or below the dirt, but it's like as an infinite being, you can go down. But picture, what are all the barriers that are down below that feel like floors or layers that you can't go down? Yep, all that. Cool. And this is for everybody. Grab everything you find down there. And let's move that in the pile. Wow. And then everything from back behind. Allow yourself to perceive all that. Like often I'll perceive for people, it feels like a brick wall or a really solid block wall behind. And a wall behind that, and a wall behind that, and a wall behind that, and older walls or different walls behind. And allow yourself to perceive all the walls or barriers behind you. Wow. And just grab all of those like a bulldozer and all into the pile. Woo, I feel that one. Allow yourself to perceive any barriers or containments on your left side. Ew. And in the pile. All the barriers or containments on the right side. And if they feel like you can't get past it, go over it, around it. Like just go way down if you have to, go around the backside. Go around so you contain it all, and then move it into the pile. And then allow yourself to perceive any barriers in the front. And in front of that, in front of that, in front of that, in front of that. They're often like clear panes of glass. It's like a sheet of something or a dome of something, but it's often clear that you can kind of partially engage it, but you can't cross it. Go around all of those, grab all of those, and put those in the pile. Ooh, wow. And everything remaining that you notice that prevents your expanding, all in the pile. Wow. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just make sure everybody's awake. Less than nothing. And vaporize, like incinerate. Anything remaining. Wow. There's yes.
Like a squeezing in my hips, of each side of my hips, which wouldn't let me expand there, like a physical pressure pushing in, and it's still there a bit.
Okay. So try see which one of these is lighter, and I'll come back to expanding for everybody. But interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, my body has this point of view. Interesting point of view, something else has this point of view.
I think it's the first one.
That feels heavy.
No, it felt light.
Okay. Okay.
And the third one felt heavy.
Okay. So is that your point of view that it feels light or heavy, or is it something else's point of view that it feels light or heavy?
Something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Something is kind of flipped around. There'll often be control systems that will do that. They'll kind of flip things around. You can also try, again, another access thing is, if I wasn't feeling this, what awareness would I be having? And then perceive the energies there. So for me, when I have physical stuff in my body that's like a short-term temporary thing, like I'll ask. So it's kind of like there's information there, and I want to perceive that information as an infinite being, not as my body would interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
So allow yourself to perceive that from an infinite being space. But it feels like there's more tangling around identity there. We need to, that's something to untangle there. Let me go back to, so let me feel into that. Let me go back to expanding. So for everybody, let's explore expanding again. Notice, you notice anything different. So now expand to bigger than the universe. Oh, yeah, that's different. And bigger than the multiverse, all the multiple universes. And bigger than the Beyondiverse. Whew. And beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond all that, beyond all that. Bigger than the infinite realms. Blah. And connect into your infinite being. Wow. And allow your body to connect into the infinite planet. And anybody notice that being different?
Yeah. I'm having some problems. I'm still really releasing. It's so deep.
So what is it so explain it again. Tell me what you're experiencing.
Well, I just am releasing so much energy, and it's just like, it's really uncontrollable. It feels like that. Shoo.
Okay. Oh. Not reading. So what is, so describe it just in terms of feeling. What does it feel like?
Feels really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Horrendous, really.
Okay. And is this in your hip?
No, it's in my stomach.
Okay, so this is a different okay, and stomach.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that?
I don't get it. It's mine.
Yep. What can we do with that? Yeah, so yeah, something's really, really an overwhelm there.
It
Something's
feels like it doesn't want me.
Yeah. 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 Yep. So how much so what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps. Oh, those are big. Okay. And all the covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this? Oh, okay. And can we put all that in the pile?
Yes.
Yep. And everything down below, back behind, up above, way up front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining. And tell your body, let this go. Not yours, not you, not you, not yours, not you, not you, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. There you go. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that.
Oh.
Vaporize. Okay. And
Still hiding.
yep. So
Oh.
say this one. Interesting point of view. I have this local point of view.
Interesting point of view. I have this local point of view.
Interesting point of view. Something else has this distant point of view.
Interesting point of view. Something else has this distant point of view. Whoa. Oh. Oh.
Well, a little bit of information there. And everything that distant point of view is, can we banish that from all of your dimensions, realities, universes, parallels, virtual reality worlds?
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Just grab all that and hurl it out. Out.
Oh.
Out. How's that feel?
Whoa. Oh. Not gone yet.
So what is everything you agreed you would do for them, they agreed they would do for you? What is everything that was the benefit or value of engaging these energies? What is everything that was not the benefit or value of engaging these energies? Ooh. Can we just try and create all those agreements?
Yes, I choose.
Yeah, I choose that. Resend the book. You can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, null void, null void, null void, null void, null void. Banish them, Chris, 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 banish them. Yep, there you go. Let that go. Not yours, not yours. Banish all the remaining of those.
Whew. Feels better.
And Sandra was talking about she has this weird burping thing that comes up, and that's what we're engaging at the moment.
Yeah.
And banish them, Chris, banish them, Chris, banish them, Chris, banish them. So there's something that's gotten into the control system of your body, and it's part of a bigger collection of things. We're gonna have to root. I can't do that all on this call, but we'll have to over time. We'll just keep rooting out what those pieces are, and taking that out. Yeah, that feels very different now. Do you feel that?
Yeah, it's losing its power.
Yep. So the manipulate the way that I've got a variety of ways of tracking. It's like once you perceive that it's not you, you can change it. This is for everybody. And so it's like, I'm going to mute you for the moment here. So what you do is, it's like, how can I figure out what this something else is in my reality? Sometimes you can just go, how much is this me and how much is this something else? And you can perceive, okay, that's something else. And you can grab that and get rid of it, or you can clear the agreements you have or whatever binds you have that trap that in there. But if you have something you can't figure out what it is, one way of doing that is, how much is this? So I do interesting point of view. I have this local point of view. And it could be like, I can even use it for, I have cravings for sugar or cravings for something. And I know I'm not hungry. And it's like, interesting point of view. I have this local point of view. I'm looking at, is this information local? And interesting point of view. I have this distant point of view. And if it's distant, it's something outside of me or separate from me that has found a way to connect, to communicate through my body, through my being, or through the planet to my body or being. And we've been tracking lately stuff that goes through the planet, through your body to you. And you just, once you perceive it, you grab that energy and you get it out. And you can also ask, what is everything that allowed that to come here? Grab all that stuff and vaporize that stuff. So it's like, the more you're allowing yourself to track this stuff and grab it, once you can perceive it, you can change it. That's my interesting point of view. So that's why I like to be able to sift through this stuff. Anybody else have a question? Something you want to play with?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jules' friend Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
How are you?
Good.
Okay, so my question is, now this could just be old age, but long-term memory, spot on. I can remember when I was like 5, 4, but short-term, I could know that I have to go do something, totally forget about it, and it happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know, I sell stuff online. I'm supposed to go mail it out, and instead I drive home and I totally forget. So is that manipulation, or is that old age?
I'm going to say mostly manipulation, and it's disguised as old age. Like there's
Okay.
a lot of manipulations here that are body related, that are patterns of manipulation that people have just come to say, well, that's just normal, that's old age, that's just you getting old, and they write it off, which means I just have to accept that. But the truth is, it's not something you just have to accept. I've actually been researching that one for myself, and for many of the people that I interact with are more mature, and they do have mind stuff going on. And what's fascinating is it's increasing exponentially on the planet. And there are a lot of reasons for that, but how do I shorten this? For me, I've come back to, so everything that I experience in the body as an issue, to me, has an energetic component and often a physical component. Doesn't need to be like it. I can have things that I clear energetically and they're just gone and I don't experience them anymore. So I'll say things that are repeated and more consistent in the body have both an energetic and a physical. So there's the energetic side of clearing around memory. There's the psychological aspect of it. And then there's the biological or chemical thing. So for me, what I've done with memory,
it's very repetitive.
Yeah. For me, what I've done with memory is I've, and I included in it'll be in the course. If you're taking the course, you're going to get this, and we're going to do the full diagnostic. And for those people who have issues around this, I'm going to walk you through this. Some of this is new. It's not in the book yet, but there's a couple things. One, if your brain is very plastic, it's very dynamic, it's very malleable, but it needs certain things in order to keep its malleability. So there are certain neurological elements. For many people, they have as you quote unquote age, and they're finding out now there's a lot of pollution, there's a lot of chemicals and a lot of stuff that they're putting in the food that's actually shutting down your neurochemical systems, specifically around memory, but also around moods and emotions and all kinds of other things. So there's your acetylcholine levels in the brain lower down. So there are supplements that you take. There are 5 or 6 that I recommend for people, and I can't do this right now, but if you're in the course, you'll automatically get that. If you're not in the course, then on my on my homepage, jaden-fox.com, there's what is it called? It's called End. I don't always remember what I name things. It was cute at the time. End cravings, low energy, and funky moods. And there's a diagnostic there. Take that diagnostic, and it sends you an email that has a list of some supplements. But recently, I've just found a group of 5 supplements that are like, whoa, they totally get my brain active again. So the recommendation I have in general, my kind of short answer, is there are supplements that can increase the blood flow in your brain, that can give your brain the things that it needs again, and it will come back energized, and your memory will come back, your capacity to process information, the speed of processing comes back. That was a surprising one to me, that my speed came back. And the other thing is your brain is designed to be used, and it alters itself. So if you've gotten used to not using your mind and just writing notes or putting it on your phone, you want to start doing things again to exercise your mind. Like I have these games that I play online that are brain games that keep expanding my brain in different ways. So you want to keep exercising your brain, puzzles and games and things that exercise the different aspects of your mind. So I would say don't accept any of it. You can change all of that. That's been my personal experience.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else?
Jaden,
There's a question.
I was wondering if, oh, go ahead.
Michelle.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. I feel like I have been profoundly messed with in the last couple of weeks, and I really am. I want to take your course. I think it's exactly what's needed right now.
Mm-hmm.
But can you speak to that at all with me?
It's interesting in that it doesn't read in the way that I would expect it to read. So how do you experience that profoundly being messed with?
A lot of thoughts that don't feel like they're mine. Really destructive thoughts.
Right.
Even to the point of suicidal, which is extremely disturbing because that is absolutely not me.
Right.
But just, it's this, oh, it would just be so easy to, and I'm like, who is this?
Right.
It would just be so easy if, and I'm like, no. So that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, I see. What's interesting is, wow.
Yeah.
There's an identity thing going on here, because, wow. So what's the most direct way to get from where we are now to where we're seeking to be here and receive? Wow. So what are all the implanted identities? Whoa. So everybody, allow yourself to perceive what are all the implanted identities. Whoa. Wow. Okay. And everything that all those are, can we put those in the pile?
Please, yes.
Yeah, I choose that.
Absolutely.
And just bulldozer in the pile. Wow. And everything from all the identities from down below in the pile and back behind. Whoa. And up above, way out front, from the left. Ooh, yuck. From the right. Ooh, from the inside and outside, and everything remaining. All the implanted identities. All in the pile, all in the pile, all in the pile. And take a step back from that pile. And body, let those go. Give your body permission. Let those go. Not me, not you, not you, not yours, not yours, not yours. Let it go, 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 let it go. Yep. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. There you go. Woo. Wow. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes. I choose that.
Yeah,
Yes,
I choose that. And vaporize. And resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create, make, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null. Out. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. So allow yourself to perceive what are all the distant identities that the body is holding on to. In other words, they weren't created locally. They have like a flavor or a frequency or a signature that is distant from your local reality, from your body's reality. What are all the distant identities that your body is holding? Wow. And can we put all those in the pile?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I choose that.
Wow. And everything from down below, and everything from back behind, everything from up above, everything from out front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile, all in the pile. Take a step back. And body, let those go. They're not yours, not you, not you, not yours, not you, not yours, not yours. None of those are yours, 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 none of those are yours. Whew. Wow. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, so choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. And vaporize. Incinerate. This is something, let me show this. Share, back to me, go. So, I gotta move my screen here. So this is something that we recently, I've been tracking this one for years now, and I haven't been able to do it. It's the light blue in here, identities that are not yours. And what I found is like, so these are the key categories that I found that most people, if they're not being themselves, one or more of these things is tangling in their reality. And often it's a bunch of them, but there's the more you engage this, you start to get used to, like for me personally right now, this one here, being in others universe. And I haven't figured out exactly how to stop it yet, but I know how to clear it. I can clear it in seconds. And I've noticed it's a pattern to have stuff in my reality and to be in something else's universe. And it's like, okay, so until I figure it out, I just clear it. It takes me a couple seconds to do that. Identities are ones that used to mess with me. And so it's like, what are all the identities that your body's holding into? They're a body thing. So allow yourself to perceive body. So I'm going to ask your bodies, what are all, so body, connect to your local identities. Allow yourself to perceive and connect to all your locally created identities. And what does that feel like? Do you notice the difference there?
Difference.
Michelle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
Yeah, there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's like there's so few of them that are local.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Like, oh, yeah, there's like none. Okay, one,
yep.
Maybe two-ish, maybe.
Yep. Yep. And identities, for me, the definition I don't have accessible. I'd have to search for it. But it's like a package of information that bodies use to know who they are. And, it's like when you would normally think of what your identity is, I'm a male, I'm a female, I'm a this, I'm that, I'm this and that. It's like those are a collection of points of view that you hold on to for so long. Nah, that's not the way how I want to say it. They're a way that your body recognizes who it is. It's think of it as a group of files that your body uses. But what I've noticed is that you can have files that the matrix perpetrates that are like a group of files. It's an identity. It's a copy of, or it's something from somebody dead, but usually it's a copy of somebody. And they've altered it, manipulated it to make it dysfunctional or more dysfunctional. And then there's a being that embodies it, is like some entity is inside of it, not a ghost spirit entity, but a matrix energy that's inside of it that kind of is trying to get its own life, is trying to be alive. And so it figures, well, if I have an identity, I'm that much more alive. And then it's like, oh, well, there's Michelle. She's very alive. I'll just go hang out with her. And if you're willing to accept that identity file, if your body's willing to accept that, that being experiences more life in your reality as you. And so what I do is I look for what are all the distant identities. I clear those, and then I remind my body, what are all the local identities, and body can reconnect to all those local identities. And I'm noticing the more that I re-anchor local identities, body goes, oh, okay, yeah, that's the deal. Yep, okay, I got it. Does that make sense?
I guess I'm just wondering, well, I mean, how does anything ever get anchored in like that?
I mean, I've gone through and I've picked it apart with tweezers, and I can tell you pieces that are in there, but the bigger picture is it's a manipulation of this reality in some way that we're snagging or that are being put. So how much of those are you picking up as you bump into people? How much of them are you picking up as you kind of go along through life? How much of them are being placed in your reality?
Yeah.
What do you get?
I get way more of them are being placed in my reality as a manipulation, as a sidetrack.
Yeah. Yeah. And how much is it something else? Yeah, there's a something else there too.
There is.
So but it's not just something you're coincidentally picking up as you're navigating through life. And so it's like, there are a lot of things that I'll say, it's the matrix, or it's manipulation, or it's interference. And it's kind of a generic word for there's some distortion going on. And it may be, there are some of them that are natural distortions of the planet, not natural. They're distortions of the planet that are causing bodies to distort. Whoa. Wow, that brings up information.
That brings up all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So allow yourself to perceive what are all the, I don't need to perceive the energies. Well, yeah, allow yourself to perceive what are all the energies that are distorting the planet to distort the bodies. There's information there.
Massive information.
What are all the energies that are what are all the distortions of the planet that are inadvertently distorting the body? And not as much.
That's different.
Yeah, there's information, but there's not as much there. So allow yourself to perceive again. What are all the distortions of the planet that are also manipulating or distorting the body in some way, or body systems in some way? Wow. And everything that all that is, can we put, including for the planet, we'll facilitate with the planet, can we put all those manipulations in the pile?
Yes.
This is where somebody says,
Yeah, yes, I choose that.
Cool. And in the pile? Oh, wow. And everything from down below, in the pile, and back behind, in the pile, and up above, in the pile, way out front, from the left, from the right, everything from inside you or your body, in the pile. And what are all the structures, constructs, adaptations, mutations, or systems that have developed or established or been installed around those manipulations? And all that in the pile? Wow. Wow. Okay. And let's, again, everything down below, back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining. And take a step back from that. And body, let that go. Body and planet, let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours, not you, not yours, not yours, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And some bodies aren't letting it go. So give your body permission to let that go. Tell your body, let that go, not yours.
Body, let that go, not yours.
Okay, not you, not yours, not you, not yours.
Planet, let it go, not yours.
Yep, not you, not yours. Whoa, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Cool. Yep. There you go. And everything that all that stuff is, can we shrink that down to less than nothing?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. And vaporize or incinerate. Vaporize, vaporize, banish, anchors, banish. So there are things that I do that are that I would call like research. There are things that I do that are clearings to get you back to you and feeling good in the now. And some of those are repetitive. You may end up doing those once or twice a day, and it takes maybe a minute or a couple minutes a day to clear those. And And then there are some things that just irritate me for long enough, or the group brings it up like this, or we start to do what I call research, and we'll just kind of do a deep dive, and we'll just start digging, and how is this connected, and how is that connected, and we'll just start tearing things apart and figuring out how can we change it so we don't have to clear that anymore. So we do both kinds of play, but I won't do as much of that on this call because it's because I don't.
I hope
It's a
this
lot.
is a quick question, but I got a question.
Okay.
This is Jewel.
Hi.
Anyways, you know how you said that the threat, something like this, that the threat of being homeless or being kicked out or you're going to run out of money or whatever is really an attack on the body?
Mm-hmm. Well, it gets at all the core needs of the body. Yeah.
Well, I would like to clear that because I've been going through this for like 2 years now. I've been trying to move from here, but it's like this thing. I'm not afraid, but is my body afraid? You know, I don't. That's my question. I'm like,
So
I want to clear that.
yeah. So there is stuff there. The bigger picture of the body is there's the being is kind of stands in the point of view of like I know I exist forever. I'm out of time. I don't die. I don't whatever. So the being on some level is totally not concerned with the body stuff. So there's a degree of attention that the being needs to put on the body if it intends to stick around on this planet for any length of time. So it's like there's a cooperative venture that has to occur. So what I noticed is I'll notice there are certain things, like especially when I'm moving or when there's a lot of change in stuff going on, I pay extra attention to my body. And I make sure that I'm extra nurturing to my body. And it's kind of like raising a kid. You kind of think ahead of, okay, we're gonna go on a trip, and while I may not be hungry, the kid's gonna get hungry. And so I'm gonna make sure I bring food with me, and I'm gonna make sure I bring water with me, and I'm gonna you kind of plan ahead. It's that the being at certain time needs to put extra attention on planning ahead for the body. Okay, so we're moving, body's going to feel really discombobulated and disjointed, and it's going to bring up a zillion energies. So I'm going to clear, I'm going to make sure that I don't miss meals, I'm going to make sure that I still get enough exercise, I'm going to make sure that I get a lot of sleep so I can integrate, so body can integrate this information. It's like I do extra focus for my body. The other thing I look for is what are all the fear, I look for the fear that comes up, because body has naturally concern. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's natural for the body. The whole concept of fear, as I've explored with that, I think all of fear is bullshit. Like literally, it's all a energetic implant or technological implant of some kind of frequency manipulation in the body that causes the body to experience that. And as I've approached it that way and looked for all of those, so when my body is in fear, and often I don't, like if it's not triggered, they're sometimes hard to find, or I've had difficulty finding them. But allow yourself to perceive. Let's bring some up first. So describe for me, engage the energy of being, what the fears feel like around moving.
Well, it's like all of a sudden I thought, well, they're going to give me a 10-day notice and they're going to kick me out. So I started pulling up sunflowers.
Right. Okay. I don't need story. I don't need story.
Terrifying.
I don't need story. I just need the, yeah. So there's,
it was just terrifying.
Yep. Okay. So it's like, I'm going to be homeless. I'm going to be out on the street. I have no money. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to die. That's the kind of the progression that goes. And do you notice that triggered stuff, that brought stuff up? And if you let it, the terror to me is another indicator. Terror is these, I call them looping projector. Gary Douglas calls them distractor implants. It's like they keep grabbing more. Like you have this energy of fear, they loop down, they grab more, and they bring more in and they build. And they go down and they grab more and they build. And they go down and they grab more and it builds. And every cycle, it keeps building and reinforcing itself. It's a technology that does that. And it's like terror is that, or a bunch of those units gone to infinity. It's just cycling at such a large thing that it just overwhelms the system. So allow yourself to perceive all of the looping projectors. So you got the fear, and allow yourself to perceive. So right now there's many people, if you're engaging this, you have a sense of fear there. Allow yourself to perceive everything down below that fear. Like you're used to looking at the fear because that's calling attention, but look at what's down below the fear. And down below that, and down below that. Yep, right there. And down below that, down below that, down below that, and all the things down below that. All the systems, technologies. Wow, wow, wow. Those are the projectors. And it's like a holographic projector that projects up into your body the fear. So allow yourself to grab all those projectors and put them in the pile out front. Wow.
There's also beings down there.
Yeah, they'll hang out with it. Yeah, there's
Okay.
in my reality, wherever there's junk, there are beings living in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good catch. And so when I destroy and create personally, I also shrink down, and you'll see me often go, woo, and then I'll go like this. I'm grabbing anything remaining that's a being and I'm hurling it into the sun. So in my reality, it's always there when I'm shrinking stuff down. Not always, mostly always. So all the projectors in the pile, and allow yourself to perceive everything under and connected and intertangled with all of those. Woo! And all in the pile. Wow. Wow. And everything from down below in the pile, back behind in the pile, up above in the pile, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining all in the pile. And take a step back from that, and body, let that go. Not yours, not your, not you, not yours, not yours. Let it go, body, let it go. Not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose it.
I choose that. And boo, and vaporize, liquefy, incinerate. Wow, cool. Okay, and now allow yourself to perceive again, because I'm noticing this kind of chain reaction, or we've cleared space. So let's do the clearing. What is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable around all the topics we've engaged today? What is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, all the Wernicke's commands, booby traps, all the covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all these topics we've engaged? Because this is the stuff that prevents you from perceiving with clarity what all of this stuff is. And look, can we put all that in the pile?
Yep, I choose it.
Yeah, I choose that. In the pile, and everything down below, back behind, up above, way up front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining all in the pile. Take a step back, body not yours, not you, not you, let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes,
Yes,
I choose
I
it.
choose
Yeah, I choose that. And vaporize. So when I engage fear, and I perceive it in the group, so I'm just going to keep going. I will go until it's all clear, so I'm not going to leave you in it. So there's two questions. There's a couple things that I ask. The very first thing I'll ask is, truth, how much is this fear? And how much is this excitement?
For me, it's fear.
Okay. That felt heavy, but okay.
Yeah.
So
It's excitement for me.
so look at the both sides of that. So if you notice at any time you're in black and white, no, that's definitely this. Question that, because it's probably manipulation causing you to focus on something, because there's always information on different levels. Like there's often a mix of both. But like for this story around moving, it's like her body's like excited about moving. It's like, yeah, this is cool. I'm finally getting out of this thing that I've been in. Like, so there's an excitement around it, but there's been a alteration or manipulation to make that feel like fear. So the first thing is how much of this, so I'll ask it again. So if you're feeling any level of fear in your body, truth, how much of this is authentic fear? And you could have authentic fear. Or not authentic fear. How much this is fear, and that'll be those looping projectors, the distractor implants. And how much of this is excitement? And you'll often feel a proportion of both. They may both be there. And then just becoming aware of the excitement makes that go, oh yeah, okay, got it, okay, I got it. And then you address the fear. It's like, okay, so what are all the remaining looping projectors? And what's everything down below that and below that, below that? What's everything projecting fear down below that, below that, below that, below that? Everything intertangled and intertwined with all of that. Wow. And can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah.
I choose it.
Yeah, I choose that. And all in the pile. And everything down below, back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining, and take a step back. Bodies, let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yep.
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. And vaporize or incinerate. So what I noticed for me personally is, and the recommendation I have for people is, if you've never cleared fear from your body, you actually can clear it. Like I went through a space of like probably a month and a half or maybe 2 months where I looked for fear every time it came up, because I noticed I was in the store, I'd be paying for something, fear would come up. It just came up in all these stupid places, and I would ignore it because that's just how I handled it at the time. But truth be told, it was affecting my body. And I know it would go away if I ignored it long enough, but sometimes it would just overwhelm my body and then take me with it. So I spent a month or two looking for everywhere that fear came up. I was a fear seeker. I looked for it. Anytime it came up, I paid attention to it. And I asked, how much is this fear? How much is this excitement? I felt the excitement, if there was any. The fear, I cleared the projectors. I got to a space after about 2 months of being fearless. Like literally, nothing triggered me. Like we could be in a situation where we'd have this car, and people would call it like an almost accident or a close call of some kind, and body would just be excited. There's no fear there. And it was weird, but what if fear is not your body's natural state? They tell you over and over again, this reality programs you, oh, fear is normal, it's natural, it's healthy. Like you needed it because the animals would eat you if you didn't have that. It's like, well, how much of that is real and true? And how much of that is a lie to get you to buy into fear and accept fear in your reality? You feel that? It's like, ew.
That's huge.
Yeah. It's like, ew. So what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, a little bit of disinformation there, and all the Wernicke's commands, booby traps. Like Wernicke's commands would be like Like you have fear. You fear a lot of things. You'll naturally fear things. Like Wernicke's commands are literally programs in your subconscious that tell you to fear or to engage fear. All of those, grab all of those. All the booby traps, which basically are connected to those. What are all the covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around fear or any of the programming? And all that is, and all the programming that's around all that, can we put all that in the pile?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Wow, in the pile. And everything down below, and back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining. Take a step back. Wow. And body, let that go. Not yours, not you, not you, not yours, not your, not you, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Not yours, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. There we go. Not yours, body, not yours, not yours. You don't need that, never needed that, not yours. Let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yep.
Yeah, I choose that. And vaporize. Incinerate. Wow.
So there is no authentic fear, right?
That's my point of view that I've come to after having lived for years without fear. Yes.
Okay.
I noticed more recently, about 2 months ago, I noticed some had kind of slipped in, really low-level stuff, and I started to focus again on looking for fear in my reality and stripping out those. And again, it's gone. Like what I notice with me is like when I was in fear, I would close down. And there's like a panic and a constriction, and I can't process information easily. Like I've got distraction going on in my reality. So it doesn't even make sense biologically to have something that causes you to constrict and defocus at a time when supposedly you need to be more hyperactive and reactive to your environment. So what happens is when I don't have fear, it's like I'm more calm, and it's like, okay, so I see this, I'll go back to my traffic thing of like, oh, okay, here's a near something or other. And I can slow it down, and I can just like, no, choose different. It's like, nope, I'm going to go here. And I've had things where I've watched magic create because I'm like, no, I don't choose that. Because if you're in fear, you're not like in control of things. You're not you. You're in this program. You're in this crap. You're not, when you're just being you fully present, you're just like, no, I'm not having that. And you choose differently. And that thing that could have been a problem just isn't a problem anymore. Like you bypass those things. It's again the matrix dodging the bullets. It's like, okay, here's this fear coming at you. It's like, no, I'm not going to engage that. It's like, here's this thing that could hurt you. No, I don't choose that in my reality. It literally is a choice for something different because you're present to it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, you're welcome. So if you have not gone through and stripped out fear, I really strongly recommend that you commit some time to doing that. And I have a card. If you email me, or if you're in the class, you'll get it automatically. But if you're not going to join the class, email me and I'll send you, I've got a card, reminder cards that you can print out and leave around the house, which I like to do in the course. So you can practice focusing on that to clear it out of your reality and just like really strip it out.
I'm already in your class.
I know, and you probably already have the card too. But if you don't have the card, email me.
But I'm not using it.
Yeah, I know, you got to use it. But it's like, so the other thing is, like, I'm going to give you a zillion different tools, and some of them are relevant for you and some of them are not. And some of them are relevant now and some of them are relevant later. And so some of it is like, even the people who have been in the Be Your Brilliance program for years are still like, they're like, I'll come out, somebody will ask a question, I'll bring a tool out again, and they're like, oh man, yeah, I haven't used that in years, and thanks for bringing that out, and I'm going to spend time focusing on that. So there is value in even stuff that you know from the past, that it's like, if you haven't looked at it and brought that up in your reality, like you do, there are times where you got to go back through and rehouse clean on some topics or on some concepts, like I was talking about the fear. I've got a note in chat here. They're not able to talk on the phone. I have had some, this is AP, I've had some recent awareness about entities with kids. Will entities use children to mess with you? Yeah. So allow yourself to perceive, perceive how often are kids kind of disturbing. Yeah. So what are all the, allow yourself to perceive times when kids disturb in your reality, and how much of that is the body and the being of the child, and how much of that is some entity working through that child, and how much of that is something else. And what do you get? For anybody. This is where you have to unmute. Or is it blurry?
Ask the question again.
Yep,
please.
it's blurry. Cool. Yep. So what it is there's stuff, there's unconsciousness, there's stuff that's blocking our capacity to even think about the topic. And so it's like, what did he say? Like, what was that? Like, and it's not you, it's conditioning, it's programming in there. And as you clear more and more of that, you can hear and perceive more in this reality. It's a way that the matrix hides stuff in this reality. So what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable around this topic of kids and entities, around anything else we've engaged today? And what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, were Nikki's commands booby traps, all the covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this stuff? Wow. And everything, all that is, can we put that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah,
Yes,
I choose that.
that.
And this is one of those, the more you do this exercise, the more it, like there's a time where everything that I was up in my reality, I'd run this clearing on. And I'd clear everything that blocks my capacity to perceive it, that I could perceive it so I could remove it from my reality. So if you have an issue going on, this could be the first step, is grabbing all that stuff. And everything from down below, in the pile, back behind, up above, way out front, everything from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile, all in the pile. And body, not yours, not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Take a step back from that, disconnect from that, and not you, not yours, not yours, not yours. Let it go, 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 let it go. There we go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose it.
And incinerate. I may use incinerate from now on. I'm having fun with that.
That is fine.
So how much, so when you have kids who are being kid-like, and they're playing and they're doing all the things that they're doing, and they throw adults off, or they throw you off, how often is that the authentic body and being, their authentic body and being, throwing you off? How much is it entities or manipulation, interference in them somehow throwing you off? And how much is it something else throwing you off? What do you notice?
It's entities and also something else.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Yep, that's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got. Entities and something else.
I got all three of them.
Cool. You know, there could be something about the kids themselves that you've perceived throws off too. Yeah. It's just information. Yeah. So the like kids if you think about kids, they don't come in with the rules. They don't come in with programming, and they're quite open to engaging things, and especially in cultures that don't acknowledge spirits or entities. I was talking to, I live in Thailand now, or I'm currently living in Thailand. I have a good friend here who grew up here in the country and did not get the normal city conditioning that people get. And his family taught him about spirits and said, when you go into the woods, there'll be things that are spirits or something, or you'll see these things like a rock that isn't really a rock, or a tree that totally isn't a tree. And don't look at it, don't engage it, don't play with it. They told him very specifically, don't play with it because it'll follow you home. And that they will actually, in their culture, when they come home from the woods or out and about, they will clear before they get together as a family. Like it's something, because they're aware of spirits and entities and other energies and manipulations and interference. They naturally engage it, or they naturally know what to do with it. In cultures like most Western cultures where you're never taught about it, it's almost like, we don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't exist. That's not real. Yeah. Okay. What it means is that you're blinded to those, and you don't understand it. You have no way of interacting with it. So kids will naturally play with it. I mean, some of my best friends as a kid were entities. I played endlessly with entities because I did. Like, I don't know. I didn't know any different. Nobody told me anything else. So I played with those, and aliens and all kinds of interesting things I played with as a kid. And so, Truth, how much did you as a kid, so how do I ask it? How much as a kid did you ignore and avoid all entities and spirits and other energies? How much did you play with them and explore with them? And how much did you do something else? And again, it's probably a little bit blurry. So what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking? Were Nikki's commands booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies? Whoa! Can we put all that in the pile?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. In the pile, and everything down below, back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, the right, inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile. And take a step back, body let it go. Not yours, not you, not you, not yours. And can we shrink that down to less than nothing?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Boo. And vaporize. I'm going to ask the same question. Notice if you perceive it more. So when you were a kid, how much did you avoid playing with entities and spirits and energies? How much did you engage and play with and explore with entities, energies, and spirits? And how much do you do something else? Notice it's clearer. It's just easier to perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you notice for you?
Well, for
I
me,
played a
it
lot with
was-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. Engaged
Yeah.
and with others.
Yeah.
I played with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anybody else?
I played with them, and I also loved as a kid doing like the Ouija board.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would beg my friends to do the Ouija board.
I love it. You're a recruiter. I love it. That's so cool. Yep. Yeah. 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 Very curious. And the curiosity, which normally kills the cat, so the phrase goes, is actually like an infinite being is extremely curious. It's like, wow, what is that? And what is that? And what is that? And because our culture does an extreme disservice by not explaining all of that and saying it doesn't exist. None of that is real. You don't perceive it. Many cultures are like that. There are some that do teach those, but most don't. You just like, you don't know. And if you've never known, then you don't know how to react with them. You just assume they're here. You take them in, you play with them, they get stuck, they get lodged there. I'll work with people, and they'll have entities that they've had since they were 2 or 3 that came in as, and we'll clear in the course, I don't have time today, helper beings, defender beings, protector beings, and creator beings that they think, well, I need these beings in order to protect me, in order to defend me, in order to create blah, blah, blah. And they have these stories, and they took these beings in, they became integrated into their system, and now they're part of their identity. And they can't find who they are because they have all these other, they're actually sleeper agents that come in as one thing and then turn into a control system or a distraction in your reality. So if you have those, you'll want to banish those as well. But I'm going to go back to the question here. So I've had some recent awareness about entities with kids lately. Will entities use children to mess with you? Yep. Or other adults around them? Yep. They actually enjoy it a lot because kids feel powerless, and often they get entities in, and then you can take a kid with entities into any situation, and everybody's organized and everything is structured, and they can create havoc very quickly because everybody's afraid of the entities. And so it creates a lot of disturbance. If you've ever been on an airplane with a kid crying, or in a supermarket, like often the first thing I'll do, rather than listening to the kid, is I'll clear the entities because I know that's what's going on. And I'll clear the entity. I don't even give them a choice. It's like, you're in my reality now, out. And I'll clear it, and then things kind of settle down. It's like, no, I ain't dealing with that shit. I've been experiencing significant heart palpitations and chest vibrations. In addition, how can you help children clear any energies that are messing with them or you through them? So it's teaching kids that this stuff exists. It's a natural part of this reality, and teaching them also that many people pretend it's not here. Like, teach them what's the truth about it, and then teach them, like, this is one of the things that, like, as an infinite being, you do have free will. There are manipulations that you give up your free will, and we can clear those in the course, but it's like, you do have free will, and your free will is like, no, out. No, I don't want to play anymore. Like, a kid is very clear when you think about a physical interaction, when they have an interaction, they're like, no, I don't want to play. I don't want to play with you anymore. Go away. They don't hesitate. Same deal with entities. I don't want to play with you anymore. Out. Out. Just teach them that. Out. And it's really that simple. We do this fancy clearing because your mind kind of sometimes thinks it's necessary. But honestly, more often than not, I just grab something and I just out. It's just out. Out. It's a decision. It's a choice. Out. You don't belong here. Out. That's just the simplest thing. So to answer your question, I'd say teach the kids and clear. Cool. And I have just a couple minutes left, and actually I'll have to end early because they're going to turn my power off today. The whole building's losing power. They're doing maintenance on the electrical system. So I get a quieter day. Ever notice they turn off the power, it gets really quiet? You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or like if you go out in nature, it's really quiet where there's no electric. The electricity is actually a frequency that disturbs the body, which is why if you have sleep problems, looking at what electrical devices are in your bedroom or on the back side of the wall from where you sleep are really important to look at, because your body is actually disturbed by design. By design, they designed it that way. They picked a frequency that disturbs the body. And when you research electricity, it's bizarre. The original inventor of it said, no, we can't use those low frequencies because it disturbs the body. And the funder, who is kind of a matrix person, I won't go too deep into that story, but said, you will use this or we will terminate this project and you will lose all funding. And so they were forced to go at 50 or 60 hertz per second, which deliberately messes with the body. And it was never designed to do that. So it's another manipulation. Anyway, my long-winded thing. But the more you notice, the more you look, you go, wow, it's all over the place. So as you notice that and you support your body, like I make sure my bedroom has at night, I don't have electrical appliances. I don't have the phone in the bedroom ever. And I always turn off I put it in airplane mode at night so it's not sending signals around the house. It's like, I want to clear my space. I want to support my body. The more you're aware, the more you can do that. And we'll look at the whole sleep thing in the course. It's way too complicated or way too big of a topic to look at here. So we will go deeper into that. So let me wrap up and just kind of clear energies up here. So no new questions. But if you want, we'll be back in 2 days at a different time to make it more friendly for Europe. I apologize for all Europeans. We're at 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how else to do it. So I'm going to flip times so you have access at a normal time. So what is everything that's up or active that we've engaged, tripped, triggered, or is just something we can clear because the power of the group together can clear all kinds of cool stuff. Allow yourself to perceive everything that's up or active. And can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Whoa. Wow. And out front, like put it way out in front so you're not in it. And everything from down below in the pile. Whoa. Back behind. In the pile. Up above. Way out front. From the left. On the right. Everything from inside. Outside. Everything remaining. All in the pile. All in the pile. All in the pile. Take a step back from that. Wow. And body, let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Give your body permission to let it go. Let it go. Not yours, not you, not yours, not yours. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yep. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And everything that all that stuff is, can we shrink it down so small it ceases to exist?
Yes. Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Boo. And if you notice that there were like little moving things, like as I shrink it down, I notice it gets smaller. There's like little moving things. Those are those entities or other energies that I perceive. I just grab those and I hurl them into the sun. I do it while I'm vaporizing, so you may not notice. And then, not vaporize, what's the word? Incinerate. Anything remaining. The difference between what I like to do and what other people like, I noticed other people when they clear, they just kind of like, kind of clear, and then they move on. And I'm like, fuck, if I'm going to spend the time to clear, I'm going to grab all this shit. All of it. So that's where the thing of grabbing everything from back behind and down below, it seems like a weird ritual, but what it's doing is it's causing me to look for all of it. All of it. And so even my vaporizing or incinerating at the end is like, I want to grab every last little everything gone. I want to clear space. That's my dedication to me, that's my intention. Clear out. And I want it clear, clean, clear. So that's why I do all those extra little silly steps that seem like, why would you do that? No, that's why I do that. It's just a ritual to remind me that, no, I want it all gone. And that's my intention. So, what are all the remaining entities, demonics, creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, angels, light beings, pre-tag, print-caps et al. I got some light beings. Pre-tag, print-caps et al. Freeze, tap down, trace, Kennedy, all their networks, hives, civilizations, universes, customers, clients, shareholders, stockholders, boards, directors. And if you haven't seen the false light program, your cosmic relationships false light, you want to look at that, because we look at what's behind angels and light beings and stuff, and if you really are honest and you look what's behind there, it's actually really quite gross and quite dead, not fun, but they mess in your reality too. But if you want to keep them, you're welcome to. That's your choice. So I distracted myself. So everything that all these are, can we banish all these energies from all our dimensions, realities, parallels, universes, virtual reality worlds?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah. Yeah, I choose that. And out. banish, out. And literally say out.
Out.
Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. And I still use the banish, vanquish. It's like you are banishing them. Like they are out permanently. This clearing is out permanently. Not a, oh, I'll just kind of meander off a ways and I'll come back when you're not looking. No, you're banishing them from all universes, dimensions, realities, parallel realities, everything that you have an association with. If they want to go play in some other reality that I'm not affiliated with, go for it. But if you're in a reality that I interact with, you are not going to be a part of that. You are out. That's banish. That's the level that I choose this to be at. And that's just how I play. You decide what level feels good to you. But after a certain time, I'm just done with this shit. And I notice that there are certain things I get rid of and they'll never come back. There are other ones, but those don't come back. So when you track that, yeah, I'm going to stop babbling. And what is everything you agreed you would do for any of the ones that are still kind of stuck? Everything they agreed they would do for you? Oh, what's the benefit or value of engaging them? Blah. Not the benefit or value of engaging them? Wow. And can we just try and create all those agreements?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. And resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create, make, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, null and void, null and void, null and void. And banish, out, out, banish, out, banish. And sometimes I'll look around and I'll see, is there anything that like has been there a long time? It's like a weed that's really rooted in and I'll grab it out. I don't notice any right now. It seems like we've done a pretty good job. But look around, notice if you have anything that you know doesn't belong there. Just kind of grab it by the stem, rip it out, roots and all, and hurl it into the sun. Out. Out. There you go. And then I haven't talked a lot about receiving. I need to do that at some point, but I'll do it in the course. We do, I want you to master receiving information from the universe. It's like sometimes people will ask me, they'll say, how do you know all this stuff that you know? I ask a zillion questions and I allow myself to receive that information. I allow that to integrate, and then I just start to know stuff that I don't know how I know it. I just know stuff. And that's how that works. That's what receiving does. It allows you to bring in, connect to the universe, the authentic universe, and bring in awareness to any things that you're looking for. So I always traditionally, not always, I traditionally end with receiving because it just helps clean things up. So how do I want to land that? So what awareness, energy, and frequency can we in our bodies be to have a life free from interference, manipulation, or the matrix, and receive? That's got a twist in it. What awareness, energy, and frequency can we in our bodies be to have a life free from interference and receive? Yeah, that's better. And what awareness, energy, and frequency can we in our body be to have a life that is empowering to our being and empowering to our body, and receive? And if you're typing on your keyboard, please mute yourself. And what you're doing is you're asking for information, and then allow yourself to, and actually I say the word receive, and allow yourself to receive that to your advantage in your body. Don't receive things that don't feel good to you and your body. So receive to your advantage. And my favorite one, what else is possible? And receive. You're just asking the universe, it's like, well, okay, what else is possible here now that I haven't necessarily named or am focused on? Like, and you start to just know things that are possible for you that weren't possible before. And what else is possible beyond that? And receive. Yeah. And receive to your advantage. and what else is possible, and receive. Huh. Okay. And so what awareness, energy, and frequency can we in our bodies be to have a great day and have a great sleep and feel good in our bodies and receive? Cool. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll be back in 2 days with another one of these if you want to come hang out and play. Feel free to sign up for the course. There's still, I think it's 4 days left till we start. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and sorry about the typing.
Oh, no worries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jaden.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jaden.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.